just send for me, oh baby. My love is alive way down in my heart, although we are miles apart. If you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the time, but just express yourself. Baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, there ain't no valley low enough, there ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you. You know that there ain't no mountain high enough, there ain't no valley low enough, there ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, baby.
Did everybody have fun today? All right, let's meet the band one more time. Ben Lewis on the keyboard. Woody Gottlieb on the drums. Beth Gottlieb on the percussion. Air Force veteran Kurt Garrison on the trumpet up there. Mitch Paliga on the saxophone. The amazing Ernie Denov on the lead guitar. Let's meet our great singers one more time. Aren't they great? Molly Callahan. On violin and vocals, Dan Myers. Julie Duchek. Marie Ann Jaime. And Jeff Bazane on the vocals. Gary Sinise on the bass. So, just after September 11th, when we deployed to Afghanistan and then Iraq, I called the USO and I said, is there something I can do? I've been involved with veterans groups for many, many years, going back to the early 80s, where I worked with a lot of Vietnam veterans groups out of the Chicago area, and then I played one in a movie in the 90s. And the DAV contacted me, the Disabled American Veterans Organization, after I played Lieutenant Dan, and they invited me to their national convention. I went there in 1994, about a month after the movie opened, and I was so moved by the people that I met at the DAV convention that I stayed very, very actively involved with them. I've been involved with them for about 20 years now. And then after September 11th, when we deployed, I knew that I just felt a need to support our men and women. I have Vietnam veterans in my family, and I remember all too well what happened to our Vietnam veterans when they came home from war, and we can never let that happen again. We learned some hard lessons from what happened to our Vietnam veterans. And so the thought of that happening to our active duty today, and I know a lot of our Vietnam veterans have poured themselves into making sure that that doesn't happen to our active duty today, that they know if they're going to go away and serve their country voluntarily and fight for freedom, they're going to be appreciated when they come home. So I work with a lot of Vietnam veterans groups, and I'm so honored to be able to do that and to support the men and women in uniform. And after deploying to Iraq and Afghanistan, I just volunteered for the USO and called them up and said, what can I do? Is there something I can do to help let them know that they're appreciated? And so I started going on tours. We did our first tour, I did my first tour to Iraq in 2003. And about June of 2003, it was about 2 months after the, remember the statue coming down in the square? That was April of 2003, I remember very well. About 2 months later, I went on the first big entertainment tour over to Iraq. Northwest Airlines donated a 747 to the USO and a bunch of partners that partnered up on that particular tour, and we took 180 entertainers, football players, basketball players, Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, comedians, and a couple of hammy actors went over there too. And just to get around. So we had so many people that we could split up, and we covered a lot of ground. We set 3 groups And we sent everybody out over a 3 or 4 day period to cover as much ground in Iraq as we could. And as soon as I got back, I said, where can I go now? And they sent, about 3 weeks later, I went to Italy and did a USO tour there. And I'd go out and just shake hands and take pictures. What does an actor do? I can't do a monologue or anything. They turn and run away. So I just took pictures and shook hands, and then I got back from Italy and I said, where can I go? And a few weeks later I went to Germany and visited Landstuhl Medical Center. I know you're familiar with that. I visited a lot of bases in Germany. I came back, I went down to San Diego and visited John Stennis and out to Fort Stewart, and then I went to Walter Reed for my first time on September 11th, 2003. I remember all this stuff because it has made such an impression on me, spending all this time in our military community and meeting the people that serve our country and meeting our veterans and trying to do what I can to let them know that the freedom that they provide is not taken for granted. You are the providers of freedom for all of us. And so whatever we can do to support you is important to do. And as an entertainer and somebody in the public eye, I can go on these trips and I can do all kinds of things. I've flown in an F-16 and a U-2 spy plane and the Osprey over there. I've been on that, and I trained with the Special Forces. I've been on submarines. I've been in war zones. I've seen our military, our impressive, incredibly skilled and dedicated military in action all over the world. And you, when you think about it, you're a very, very small percentage of our population, right? I mean, you've heard these statistics. You're like a half a percentage point of the population of the United States serves in uniform. That's a very low percentage point. You know, 1.5 million people maybe, defending 300 million of us, and then so many other people around the world. I've been to the DMZ between North and South Korea. You don't feel the difference between freedom and slavery anywhere else as much as standing there and realizing the people in South Korea got lucky 58, 60 years ago. People in the North have been enslaved, and the people in the South have been protected and defended by the United States of America all that time, all these years. So God bless you for what you do. If you ever think that people don't appreciate you, remember this day. Remember, there are lots of people like me, even in Hollywood. There's lots of people that respect and appreciate what you do for us. And so we're proud and honored to be able to come here today and play for you. And God bless you. God bless America. And remember, there ain't no mountain high enough. There ain't no valley low enough. There ain't no river wide enough to keep us from getting to you. Thank you very much. God bless you, everybody. We're going to sing this next song together, okay?